You know, the DJI Mavic Air has been out for over a month now. And the question, for me at least, is does everybody still love it as much as they did when it was first released? Well, fortunately, we can take a look and find out. It's time for Unboxed Daily. Welcome to Unboxed Daily. I'm your host, Jason, and today we're going to take another look at the DJI Mavic Air. Because when it was first released, everybody loved it, but you know, now that everybody's had some time to play with it, we should take a look and see if people are still loving this brand new drone. If you want to see any of the other shows that we produce, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you're feeling generous, hit that bell as well. Now, before we jump in on how everybody feels after a month or so with the drone, I think it's probably worth taking a look at the specs of the Mavic Air. And what better way to do that than to actually compare it to its most immediate predecessor, the Mavic Pro. Here to do so is Ben from Authentic, who's putting those cameras side by side on the drones to help us determine which ones we liked best and which ones we're ready to leave on the side of the road.
Now, when I compare the footage and photos side by side, it looks like the Mavic Air has a bit more contrast and saturation straight out of camera, which I'm actually digging. I like those rich colors, and even though the darks have a bit more contrast punch, I don't think it's too heavy. It still maintains shadow details. Even if we freeze frame and zoom way in, I'm very impressed with how well the Mavic Air competes. Most of the time, I would say it either looks the same or even better than the Mavic Pro.
So while it's worth noting that the Mavic Pro has a longer range and a better battery life, the fact that the camera's better on the Mavic Air and that it's $200 less, I agree, kind of makes it a no-brainer. While the camera's good, not everything is happy in drone land. There are definitely some limitations on the Mavic Air that the longer people have them, the less joyful they're feeling about some of those features. Here to tell us more is Max Yuryev, who has some interesting thoughts on the responsiveness of the controllers as well as some of the other aspects of this new drone.
And that's not in sport mode, it's hauling it. That feed is surprisingly good. Yeah, I'm not getting too much choppiness like I was expecting, at least not yet. We are quite high, so I want to get a shot going under the bridge. And so far I'm about 835 feet away. So far the video feed has been really good. I've noticed it hiccup just one time, like glitched for a split second.
Don't get me wrong, those images are beautiful and it's clearly got a great camera. But you know, if the responsiveness of the joystick is something that's bothering you, that's definitely a challenge that might be hard to overcome. So one of the things you gotta know about the Mavic Air is that it doesn't have optical avoidance on the sides of the drone, which by itself isn't the end of the world, but if you get stuck with a gust of wind or you inadvertently turn when you're not supposed to, you may have some challenges with the drone colliding with something. Here to tell us more are Tony and Chelsea Northrup, who overall seem to like their Mavic Air, but definitely found this to be a bit of a challenge.
Let's try the circle quick shot again.
Oh shit. Oh no.
And it smashed into a pole.
I tried to grab the sticks and it didn't respond to it. I guess I had to actually like press the X on the screen.
Because it can't see sideways. In my opinion, DJI shouldn't allow auto flying the drone in a direction where it can't avoid obstacles.
To be honest, I don't love that it doesn't have side optical avoidance, but you know, given that you're paying for a lower priced model, it makes sense that they're gonna take out some of the features that you might expect in something just a little above. Yeah, but you didn't come here to hear about how it might not be in a crash. You probably wanna see it crash just once, right? Right? That's okay, we're gonna hook you up. Here are the guys from We Talk UAV showing you a crash and the recovery, and I'll be honest, I'm pretty impressed with the recovery.
Chivo. Oh, it's not broken. I thought the props were broken, but it's a bit dirty. Well, let's see if it hovers. Okay, low battery, but it works.
I mean, granted, you can break them pretty well if you're trying, but the fact that it hits the ground and recovers and still hovers normally, it's a sign that it's a well-made piece of hardware that, you know, it's gonna definitely sustain a little bit of damage and wear and tear in its lifetime. All right, brass tacks, no questions. Is the Mavic Air still something people want after a month of playing with it? Well, here to give us his thoughts is Ready Set Drone, who's putting a head-to-head battle in place between the Mavic Air and the Mavic Pro.
So you're probably saying to yourself, hey, I just watched this whole thing and you're telling me they're both great, go buy them both? No, I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you is they have their different attributes, but if you want me to pick a clear winner, I'll do that. And that's gonna be the Mavic Air. The reason I picked the Mavic Air is, again, the size of this thing. It is so easy to bring with you, and they say the best camera is the one you have with you. Also, the improved camera itself, the protection of the gimbal, the flight modes, there's just so many things to love about this. Don't get me wrong, I love the Mavic Pro, but in this fight, the Mavic Air is the winner.
And the winner by technical knockout, it's the Mavic Air. The crowd goes wild. Sorry, I had to do that. And that's it for our show today. Thanks as always for joining. If you want to check out more stuff on the Mavic Air or other products that we've reviewed, head on over to Unboxed.tv or look us up in the iOS store. In the meantime, I'll see you back here soon for more great product reviews and unboxing videos. I'm your host, Jason. Have a great day.